Good day. I'm Trixil Gia Riles. I'm going to present and tackle about the population, economy and resources, political geography, and cultural life of the country of Spain, Morocco, Canada, Argentina, New Zealand, and China. The objectives is that the student will be able to learn and know the population, economy and resources, political geography, cultural life of the country's continent and Europe, Africa, North and South America, Australia or Oceania, and Asia. In Europe, I choose the countries of Spain. So let's start the population of Spain. So the population of Spain as of 2021 is 46,774,302. So Spain is the largest country in the Western Europe and the fourth largest country by area on the European continent. So Spain is kanang dako gid kay siya nga country. Then economy and resources of Spain is ang unemployment rate sa Spain is 17.8%. So it means that kanang ang mas daghan og opportunity ang Spain kay because of kanang ila sad mga economies is dagko, so daghan gid kaayong mga tao didto nga kanang naagid sila mga stable job. So ang gross domestic product nila kay 1.232 trillion USD. And their growth rate is 3.2% annual change, World Bank. Then, ang Spain has a capitalist mixed economy. Then, Spain is the home to fifth busiest part in Europe. Because as we all know, sa Spain is kanang, ang mga tao dito is kanang, more on good sila sa trabaho. Kanang hardworking kay ang mga tao dito sa Spain. So, the country has Europe's longest high-speed rail network and is only surpassed globally by China. Then, some major industries that drive the economy of Spain are the tourism, manufacturing, agriculture, and energy industries. So, muna yung mga industries nga nagkuan sa economy that make them, their country is kanang rich sila sa resources. Then, ang Spain has an abundant reserves of lead, uranium, tungsten, mercury, magnesite, fluorspar, gypsum, siphylite, iron, nickel, crude oil, and natural gas. The country's significant mineral products kay kaning copper, zinc, gold, steel, coal, cement, and aluminum. Then, sa political geography nata sa Spain. So, ang kaning Spain is that ang ila government name gyud kay is the Kingdom of Spain. The chief of state nila kay si King Felipe VI. Then, ang government type ani sa Spain is parliamentary, constitutional, monarchy. Okay, because this constitution serve as a means to begin the Spanish transition to a democracy. Ang capital sa Spain is the Madrid. So, ang ila flag kay adopted in 1785 that consists of three horizontal stripes. A yellow one equal in size to the other, then two combined between two red ones with a coat of arms on the yellow stripe. So, Spain kay largest country man sa Europe. So, ang ila area dito is 504,782 square kilometers. Then, ang ila dito na-include na din dito ang kaning Balearic Islands in the Western Mediterranean Sea and the Canary Island. So the Spanish mainland extends is 1,085 kilometers. So bordered by the Bay of Biscay, France and Andorra on the north, by the Mediterranean on the E and S, by the Gibraltar and the Strait of Gibraltar on the south. So Spain has a total land boundary of 1,918 kilometers, and ang coastline sa Spain is kuanra 4,964 kilometers. So dako gid ang Spain because of dako ang ilaha land boundary and ilaha coastline. Then ang continental sa Spain kay divided into 5 general topographic regions: the northern coastal belt, the central plateau, and the third kay Andalusia, fourth is the Levante, and the lastly is the Catalonia. So Spain has a 6 principal mountain ranges, kay ang Spain is kanang daghan siya kanang mga mountain ranges dito. So the 6 are such as the Pyrenees, the Cordillera Cantabrica, the Montes de Toledo, the Sierra Morena, the Serranías Pinibiticas, and lastly the Sistema Iberico. So daghan gid og kanang mountain ranges sa Spain. So the main rivers are the Tagus, Duero, Gardenia, Guadalquivir, that which flow the Atlantic, and the Ebro, which flowed to the Mediterranean. So ang kaning the Duero and the Guadalquivir from broad valley and alluvial plains and at their mouths kay gideposit ni siya saline soils that creating deltas and salt marshes. So daghan mo deposit man siya soils is kanang mo-reach ang land didto. Then sa cultural life sa Spain, the official language in Spain is Spanish or Castilian rather. So at least 90% of the population speak Castilian. So ang Spanish as a first or second language dito. So muna to ang Spain kay officially the Kingdom of Spain and ila capital is the Madrid. So the religion of Spain is, as everyone knows, is Catholicism. So daghan dito sa mga Spanish people is kanang ilaha gid dito religion is Catholic because sila say nag-growth diri sa Philippines about Christianity. So daghan sila dito mga Catholic believers. Then their famous dance is the flamenco, traditional dance nila dito sa Spain. Then ila music is the castanet. So ang kaning castanet is kaning instrument ni siya nga murag mo beat sa kanang sayaw sa usa ka sayaw. Then ang ila sports dito is the bullfighting. Is an important national sport in Spain that kills 24,000 bulls are killed each year. But gikuanig controversy ang kaning bullfighting dito sa Spain because of is kanang daghan nga mga bulls ang kanang na-abuse. So daghan ang gi-agree nga kanang dili ipaagi sa patay ang mga bulls kay parihar besad kanato nga kanang kuan o nabuhi. Then ikuan sad ka na i-respect daw ang kanang mga bulls. So ang kasagaran sa Spanish clothing dito is about kanang kuan gihapon ay about sa wear sa festival sa bullfights. Sagad dito kay the matador's costume. And also kana sa kasagaran sa dito sa mga also the traditional gihapon dito sa Spain is kanang garments like the mantilla, pineta, and the gilet that people wear these garments during kanang naala sa mga events, celebration, weddings, regional basta kuan relate sila dito traditions. So their Their famous food is the paella. So ang kaning paella is a varying combination of rice, vegetable, mixed chicken, and seafoods. Then tortilla. Second, ang tortilla is famous also dito sa Spain because it is a thick omelette containing potato and other vegetables. So the tapas is a snacks or appetizers of our Spanish cuisines. Then flan, open top party is with a savory or sweet feeling. So dessert is dito sa Spanish. Zarzuela, various kinds of seafood cooked in a rich sauce. So kasagaran ani sa kaning zarzuela nga dish is kanang seafoods gud siya. Consists of seafoods. Then kaning las 12 ovas de la suerte is kaning traditionally sa Spain kay kanang kinahanglan sa alas 12 is kanang mag-ugop sila kinahanglan masud sila ba ang 12 ka grapes sa ila ba hangtod maabot ang kanang 12 midnight kay because it is because traditional nila nga kuan kanang eating the 12 grapes leads to a year of good luck and prosperity. So ilag gyapon ni gi-practice ito sa ilaha country hangtod karon. Then Spain's National Day is the celebration in the October 12 with the advent of the democracy in Spain. So nightlife, evening starts with El Paseo. Spanish life is live in the street. So ang kaning mga Spanish people gud is kanang they love to dance. So nightclubs gud ila main attractions for teenager except lang karon because of the pandemic. So wa na kaayo na dito sa Spain kay because kanang daghan sila dito cases of COVID. So hilig kay ni sila mga music, dance, ana. Then festas and traditions. Ang holidays dito sa Spain is kanang famous holiday dito sa ilaha is Christmas, Easter, All Saints Day kay gibase sila sa kanang religious activities. Then ila festival is the La Tamborada is counted among the famous Spanish festival because of this the noisiest one in the country and may even come to across as bizarre to some. Is kanang sabat ni siya kay kanang they contain the drum nga pasaba sila. The La Tamborada. Then the Tomatina or Tomato Fight. This event is one of the highlights on Spain's summer festival that thousands of people flocking to this little Valencian town for this chaotic event. Near Valencia happens every year in the last Wednesday in August through the party starts earlier in the week. So maglinabakay sila og tomatoes fights. Then Las Fallas de Valencia. This festival brings gigantic colorful characters out on the street. So kani nga festival is about sa kanang mga gigantic characters that result or satire pop culture events that happen throughout the year. Then Feria de Caballo or Horse Fair. Festival in Spain in May. This fair helps everyone to come together to enjoy the horse parade. So more on sa kanang horse gid sila kay is magparade sila sa ilang mga tagsitagsa nga mga horses. Then Castile. Perna is a human tower built traditionally at festivals in Catalonia. So is the human tower built traditionally sa festival sa Catalonia is kanang magpa-contest sila ani sa kanang pinaka kinsay maka taas nga makahimo og human tower. but naani siya mga accident nga nahitabo. Pero every year man ni siya gi-celebrate dito sa Spain. So kanang risky sad ni siya nga kuan ay nga game dito. Then, New World couple with a burgeoning middle class play a significant role in the certification of Spain to the nobility, and manual labor and commercial activity have long since passed, and many members of the nobility now work in middle class professions. Then, sa marriage dito is both religious and civil marriages are recognized in Spain. Bisag unsa imo religion, like kuan ka Roman Catholic, Protestant, Muslim, or Jewish, does not require a subsequent civil ceremony to be legal, but it must be registered with the local civil authorities for you to get a marriage certificate. Then, greetings. So, dito sa Spain is, ang mga tao dito is very polite. If kana sang mag-meet mo, kinahanglan mo kiss sa cheek, shake sa hands, then men tend to kiss each other this way if they know each other well, but normally on first meeting. So, is kanang kiss sa cheek is symbols that is a greetings, and also the shake hands. Then, next is the Africa. I choose the country of Africa is Morocco. The population of Morocco is 37,381,174. It is the northwesternmost country in the Maghreb region of North Africa. Then, sa economy and resources of Morocco is, ang Moroccan economy kay nagdepend sila sa kanang export of raw materials. That growing importance of the economy are modern sectors, particularly the tourism and the telecommunications. Then, agriculture, forestry, and fishing is the numerous exploitable resources because ang kaning Morocco is there with approximately 33,000 square miles of arable land. So, rich gid siya sa dito sa kanang agriculture because of their arable land. And it is one of the few Arab countries that has the potential to achieve a self-sufficiency in food production. Then, ang kaning Morocco is mo-export sila citrus fruits and early vegetables to the European market. Okay, because of Morocco has an arable land that daghan gid siyang mabuhi dito nga mga crops, vegetables and any other growing plants. Then political geography sa Morocco is ila capital is the Rabat. Then ila flag consists of a green 5-pointed star at the center of a reed field. Then ang Morocco is a parliamentary constitutional monarchy. So, the Moroccan constitution provides for a monarchy with a parliament and an independent judiciary. Then, in June 17, 2011, King Mohammed VI announced a series of reforms that would transform Morocco into a constitutional monarchy. So, ang kaning Morocco claims a total area of 446,550 square kilometers of the Western Sahara. So, ang kaning Western Sahara is claimed and administered by the Morocco, but as of 2006. So, sovereignty remains unresolved. So, the area occupied by the Morocco is slightly larger than the state of California. Morocco, gi-extend ni siya ang Morocco. So, to 1,809 kilometers. Then, ang total land boundary length sa Morocco is 2,018 kilometers, and ang Then ang ila coastline is 1,835 kilometers. So the Morocco kay na-divide siya into three natural regions: the fertile northern coastal, the rich plateaus and lowlands, and the semi-arid area in the southern and eastern Morocco. Okay, because dako kaayo ang Morocco. Then ila Atlas Mountains is average elevation of 3,350 miles. That contain ni siya ang kanang highest peak sa North Africa, including nato ang kaning Mount Tobkal, the highest of all south of the Atlas. So ang kaning the Western Sahara is rocky, sandy and sparsely populated, unsuited for agriculture but rich in phosphate deposit. So Western Sahara is kanang famous attraction gihapon dito sa Morocco because of the wide desert. So Morocco has the most extensive river system in the North Africa. Then sa cultural life sa Morocco is ang ila language dito is Arabic. Then ang holidays sila dito is kanang observe Ramadan, a month of fasting and a prayer with eating, drinking, or smoking is permitted from dawn to sunset. But dili allow dito ang mga bata, pregnant women, travelers, and all ay kanang and ill are exempt from the past. So ang religious holidays dito kay is the Eid al-Saghr. So this called the 3-day feast at the end of Ramadan, and the Maulud, celebrating the birth of Muhammad. In addition, numerous religious festivals are held throughout the year. So, food. Sa ang Moroccan gihapon is kanang they have a great cuisines because the Moroccan is kanang ganahan sila og kanang mga spices. So kasagaran gid sa ilang mga food is kanang pulos gid siya spices. So the tagine, a large heavy pot consisting meat, fruits, vegetables, and spices gihapon. Then second famous food in Morocco is the pastilla. It is chicken pastilla, tender shredded chicken with aromatic spices. Then food and drinks. Food desserts, Moroccan 8 pastries stuffed with almond paste or plates of fresh fruits and nuts. So notoriety. Sa Morocco style is fascinating because of their kanang colorful patterns. Is kanang creative kaayo sila og colorful ang ila didto mga decorative arts and richness of beautiful colors and patterns. So ang Morocco dito is famous sila sa kaning of making of a pottery because of forest green in color, rag and host glaze is made from the henna plant. So ang ila pottery dito is colorful, that is made from the henna plant. Then famous sila of making a carpet because of their colorful textile. Sa tradition sa Moroccan is shake hands when greeting, after which one might touch the heart to express pleasure at seeing the other person or to show personal warmth. So ang Moroccans eat with the right hand only. Dili sila mogamit sa left hand. So it is impolite to point at people or to let the bottom of the foot point towards a person. Okay, it's a sign nga kanang dili wala kay respeto. So Moroccans generally consider it improper to cross their legs. Some might cross the legs at the knees but would not place an ankle over a knee. So, dating in a Western sense does not occur in Morocco. In rural areas, young men and women often do not meet their mates until they are to be married. Then, weddings signify a new union between families and are celebrated as lavishly as possible. So, the bride hands is kanang na ay siya kanang henna na siya henna sa hands ag sa feet because sa hands is it serves as kanang before the marriage is kanang cooling their nerve, and the feet also is kanang connect na siya sa mind, soul, tanan mga parts. Then on the second day, the groom's family and the bride's family celebrate the wedding together to show they are one to the family. Then the famous festivals of Morocco is the Fez World Festival. It is a sacred music festival and an annual festival held for a week in June. It brings together for the most well-known spiritual dancers and musicians of Morocco and around the world. So 100,000 people from all over the world attend this festival annually. It is the biggest festivals in the Morocco. Then the Marrakesh Festival is distinguished by the quality of its program planning, but also by its editorial and artistic positioning, which favors a great cinematographic opening. Then Mawazin Festival in Rabat and Sale. This festival is a part of an approach to open ourselves to the world's cultures, offering the public a musical journey coming from all over the planet. Then, traditional clothing sa Morocco is sa women is the dijilibas are mostly of bright colors with ornate pattern stitching or beading, while men is the dijilibas in plainer neutral colors. Dara, Moroccan kaftan. Sa Moroccan kaftan sa girls o ganyan tikit siya. Then, the production of such garments is relatively expensive as most of the work is done by hand. So, mahal ang kaning mga traditional clothes sa Moroccan clothing because is kanang made ra sa by hand, walay gamit nga kanang mga equipment nga makapadali. So soccer is the most popular sport in Morocco since the Europeans brought the sports to their country in the 19th century. The popularity of soccer led to a very fast-growing and successful national team. Then in the North America is I choose the country of Canada. Population of Canada as of 2021 is 38,107,385 and the fourth largest country by land area. Then the economy and resources of the Canada is a highly developed mixed economy. So Canada has the third highest total estimated value of the natural resources, valued at 32.2 trillion in 2019. So ang kaning Canada is the third largest proven petroleum reserve and is the fourth largest exporter of petroleum. So ang Canada is considered nisa as the energy superpower because due of its natural resources and a small population of 37 million inhabitants relative to its land area. So ang Canada is kanang abundant sa natural resources. Okay, because of their land. Then sa economy, member sila sa Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Then Canada is one of the wealthiest nations in the world. Each produces and exports numerous commodities including natural forest product manufactures, items including automobiles, oil, and minerals. So, ang kaning Canada is giconsidered siya as energy energy superpower because they can produce and create automobiles, oils, and minerals. So, Canada is a world leader in the production of many natural resources such as gold, nickel, uranium, diamonds, lead, and in recent years, crude petroleum, which with the world's second largest oil reserves, the taking an increasingly prominent position in the natural resources extraction. Then, Canada has a long rank among the world leaders in the production mula to sa katong uranium, zinc, nickel, potash, asbestos, sulfur, cadmium, and titanium. Og producers sila sa iron ore, coal, petroleum, gold, copper, silver, lead, and a number of ferroalloys. Then, political geography sa Canada. Sa borders sa Canada is a geometric borders and are referred to as the 49 parallel north. Then, chief state of head government, ila chief state dito kay Governor General David Johnston. Then, the head of government is Prime Minister Stephen Joseph Harper. Then, capital city sa Canada is the Ottawa. The symbolism of flag is that white represent peace and honesty, red represent hardiness, bravery, strength, and valor. Then, ang Canada is a parliamentary democracy, a federation, and a constitutional monarchy. So, ang kaning Canada is fragmented state. Then, sa cultural life sa Canada, the official language spoken in Canada are English and French, although there are many more English speakers than French. Then, ang kasagaran sa Canada is ang daghan dito nga religion is Catholic. Kaya ang Catholic is 39%. So, ang kaning culture sa Canadian kay influences sa various European culture and traditions. So, ang Canada is generally has a very open and accepting attitude towards other cultures and religions. Then, clothing sa Canada is not like that of the United States and most other Western countries. Because Canada, as we all know, is Canada is kanang tugnaw. So, ila temperature dito is getting low as 40 degrees Celsius in some northern areas. So, dito kinahanglan rap gikatanan. Because tugnaw gid kay dito sa Canada. So, muna ni ila traditional Canadian pieces of clothing is kanang all about gid sa kanang i-wrap gid tanang lawas nimo dito kay tugnaw like parkas, tukis, ojibwa shirts, mittens, and earmuffs para dili ka matugnawan dito. So, ang Canadian gihapon is polite, tolerant, and relatively informal, as with any large country. So, ang Canadians is kanang very polite. So, it is important to remember your manners if you want to get on well with people. If you're dining with locals, then table manners are fairly informal, and you need not worry about refusing particular dishes or asking questions about the food. So dili na ka mangutana dili na ka pwede mo ask og questions about the food unsay lagi kuan o gigamit, but always say thank you. So kung gi-invite sa ka didto sa Canada o gi-invite ka for dinner is kanang magdasad ka og kanang small gift or pwede sa bottle of wine or some chocolates to considers you a polite. Then, shared values in Canada is they are openness, respect, compassion, willingness to work hard to be there for each other, to search for equality and justice. Then, biggest holiday in Canada is the Christmas. Christmas is the biggest holiday of the Canadian calendar. Then, their famous Canadian foods is the pautine. So, ang pautine is that dish including fries and cheese, cored stuffed with a brown gravy. Then, Caesar is kuan siya kanang cocktail. Perfect for brunch or to cure a hangover. So, cure din siya sa hangover dito ang kaning Caesar nga cocktail. That consists of vodka, tomato juice, spices, and a few secret ingredients similar to a Bloody Mary. Okay, because of red ang color sa kaning cocktail. Then, female bacon is a sweet curd and smoked back bacon from trim lean boneless pork rolled in cornmeal and is found mainly in southern Ontario. Then, also, ang Canadian gihapon is gihapon niludto ang pizza, typically including tomato sauce, mozzarella, cheese, bacon, pepperoni, and mushroom, and various exist. Then, also, butter tart is a pastry tart highly regarded in Canadian cuisines and considered one of the quintessential treats. Butter tart is kanang famous dessert dito sa Canada. Then Canada Day celebration. So Canada Day celebrations is the proudest festival in the Canada because the travelers can witness the locals on the street adorning the colors of red and white throughout the day. The festival also includes an extensive amount of delicious Canadian beer and a vibrant fireworks to celebrate this day. So, the best destination to attend this day is definitely in Ottawa. Then, Folklomara Festival has become a great symbol of Canada multicultural society because kaning Folklomara celebrations is that the Canadian people is celebrate nila ang kaning ethnicities ang origins and ethnicities participate to showcase their cuisines, culture, art, music, and their folk dances. Then Pride Toronto. This stunning carnival is a celebration of ang Canada is kanang magkuan gyapon sila celebration sa kanang LGTB community in Canada. So it is one of the biggest festivals in the Canada because of kasagaran sa kanang festival is kanang ang mo-attended is kanang mga part sa mga LGTB community. Then famous sport sa Canada is the ice hockey because ice hockey gid to ila kay more is most popular spectator sports and its most successful sport in the international competition. Then Canada art and literature. Early art in Canada was influenced by the church primarily. Later, there was a period when the British soldiers who were stationed in the remote posts of the wilderness would paint the landscape and people they encountered during their time of which were sold back in Europe. Then sa South America, so I choose the country of Argentina. Population of Argentina is 45,652,338 and it is the second largest country in the South America after Brazil. Then economy and resources of Argentina is Argentina is one of the largest economies in the Latin America. Within its 2.8 million square kilometers of territory. Okay, Argentina is endowed with extraordinary of the fertile lands, gas and lithium reserves and has a great potential for renewable energy. So ang Argentina is rich economy siya because of their natural resources. Okay, because of ang territory dito nila sa Argentina is 2.8 million square kilometers. So Argentina's benefits from rich natural resources, a highly literate population that an export-oriented agricultural sector and a diversified industrial base. Then, Argentina had one of the 10 highest per capita GDP levels globally, on par with Canada and Australia, and surpassing both France and Italy. Then, political geography of Argentina. So the capital of Argentina is the Buenos Aires. So the national flag consists of a white horizontal stripe between two light blue horizontal stripe that centered in the white band is a radiant yellow sun with a human face. Then the politics of Argentina takes place the framework. So Argentina is both head of state and head of government. Legislative power is vested in the two chambers of the Argentina National. So ang Argentina is the second largest country in the South America. Then the total area is 2,766,890 square kilometers. So the length is about 3,650 kilometers. Then Argentina is bounded by the country of Bolivia to the Paraguay. Then to the east by Brazil, Uruguay and the Atlantic Ocean, and to the east and the west by Chile, with a total boundary length of 9,665 kilometers. Then, ang Argentina is claimed to a section of Antarctica of about 1,235,000 square kilometers. So, ang Argentina ug United Kingdom kay nag-claim sila sa Falklands Islands that gi-exercise sila sa kaning effective occupancy. Then, the two countries signed a treaty that confirms Chile's sovereignty over the three islands. Then Argentina for the most part of the lowland country. So it's divided into four topographical regions: the Andean region, Patagonia, the subtropical plain of the north, and the Pampas. So ang Argentina is covered with 1,800 volcanoes that still is kanang active. So mga active volcanoes ang kuan dito sa Argentina. So kinahanglan is kanang ila jud i-survey gyud dito ang kanang mga volcanoes dito para basin mo kuan o mobuto na siya. So they need to survey the every volcanoes in Argentina. Then cultural life of Argentina is affectionate people, and although in most Latin American or European countries it is very common to say hello with a kiss. For some culture, this can be strange. You might be surprised when men greet each other with kisses too. It doesn't matter if it's your friend, your brother, or strangers. So, ang Argentine is ganang unique way of greetings kini sila. Because they are friendly. They are friendly and a respectful people when kumukaadto ta sa ilaha country. So, ang Argentina dito is, ang ila religion is, gidominate gyapon sila sa Argentina. So, kasagaran dito is Roman Catholic gihapon. Ang kaning Argentina. So, daghan Roman Catholic kasagaran mga tao dire. Okay, because gi-affect man sila sa kanang mga European culture. Then, Argentina's official language is Spanish. Then, Spanish ila official language kay because na-influence sila sa mga European. So, daghan og speak og Spanish sa ilaha. Then, sa Argentina is eating dinner at almost midnight because Argentina have a habit na ni sa kanang mga Argentina nga mo having dinner quite late kay mag-prefer sad sila og kanang snack for mid-afternoon because at the earliest you will have dinner after 9 p.m. Then famous food dito sa Argentina is the asado. Is the way to Argentines' heart is through its asado, or it's also known as a barbecue, as parrillada. Then alfajores, through their traditional and delicious sweet, they have become a typical and traditional sweet treat in Argentina too. So ang kaning alfajores is a sweet round cookies made with wet flour and butter, which sandwich an exquisite caramel center. Then a staples Argentina's culture is the sharing mate. Is kanang sharing mate is kanang mag-share sila aning tea. So kasagaran dito is kanang mag-carry gid sila og kanang magda sila og thermos because it is traditionally served in a hollowed out gourd which is sipped through a metallic straw known as a bombilla. Then tango is perhaps Argentina's most famous cultural contribution to the world stage, and few visitors the country escapes its display. Okay, because tango is kanang makapawa daw sa kanang ilaha loneliness. Then football or soccer is practically a religion. Argentina's are their famous sports because Argentines are passionate about their teams and players, and until you watch a game amidst a sea of chanting and stamping, revelers, rocket flares. Then, traditional and rag gaucho culture is born and bred in the Pampas as a unique mix of European and indigenous. So, kasagaran sa Argentinian is, ang ila dito traditional clothes is about the cowboys. So, with hosts an annual gaucho festival. So gaucho is the name given to the cowboys of South American countries including Argentina, Uruguay, and Brazil because kasagaran sa mga tao dito is mga nagid sila mga horses. Then clothing nila katong gaucho sa girls and sa boys. So, because kasagaran dito nila is kanang mga cowboys o cowgirl. Then, typically footwear, these shoes made from canvas with a rope sole. They can many colors and are very sturdy shoes. So, popular gyapon dito sa Argentina because of its outdoor shoes that kanang colorful kaay dito. Then, bumbacas. These pants are favored for activities. So, kaning bumbacas pants is kanang ang mga tao dito mosulod siya kanang like mag horseback riding or cattle ranching. Kay comfortable man sila ani. Then neutral sa diya color, then kanang stretchable, kanang comfortable gid sila kanang masakay na sila sa kanang ila horses. Then ponchos are like sweaters but they don't have sleeves. These were traditionally and still today because it also sad kanang to keep warm and protected from the winter cold weather. So, muna to akong gimension ganina. So, every Argentinian in any part of the world carries his mate and his thermos. Is ganang magdada silag thermos kay ila ni i-shared sa ilaha groups. I-share na nila dito kay it is very common to see a group of friends sitting sharing the drink from the same thermos mug and passing the mate around. So muna ila uniqueness dito sa Argentina kay is kanang mag-share sila. Mag-sharing sila dito. Then Folklore National Festival Cuisine. It is the most important festival in Argentina that lasts over 9 nights in this small city not far from Cordoba. Second famous festival is the Montreal Comedy Festival, commonly known as a Just for Laughs, has been an annual Montreal event since 1983. So kaning the Montreal Comedy Festival is ang kasagaran nga moadto dito is kanang mga famous famous nga mga comedy artist ang kasagaran nga moanhi nga festival. Okay, it's about the comedy festival man. Then the Toronto International Film Festival is the also of the most leading films in the world, ranking closely with Cannes and Sundance. Okay, because they celebrate this festival because of is nag-celebrate sila sa kanang ilang mga Golden Globes Awards and Oscars. Then Tango Festivals in Buenos Aires. So kaning Tango Festival is kanang kuan gyapon ni competition ni didto sa dancing couples from all over the world. So na competition ni siya didto kung kisay maay mo sayo og tango with the partners. Then Oktoberfest Festival in Cordoba. So kini nga festival is celebrate ni sila because of the beer and the German culture. The City Huge Beer Garden works as the main venue. Then holidays dito sa Argentina is Truth and Justice Memorial Day, Malvinas Day, Independence Day, and major festivals. Then Australia, Australia and Oceania. I choose the country of New Zealand. The population of New Zealand is 4,865,360. So it is a island country in the South Pacific Ocean, the southernmost part of Polynesia. Then economy and resources of New Zealand has a sizable service sector accounting for 63% of all GDP activity as of 2013. So the primary sectors continue to dominate New Zealand's export despite accounting for only 6.5% of GDP as of 2013. The information technology is growing rapidly. So ang sa New Zealand is kanang ilang manufacturing industries kay include ni ang aluminum production, food processing, metal fabrication, wood and paper products. So sa mining, factoring, electricity, gas, water and waste services accounted. Then the major capital market is the New Zealand's exchange. The New Zealand dollar, informally known as the Kiwi dollar, also circulates the 4 Pacific Island territories and is the 10th most traded currency in the world. Then New Zealand has a numerous natural resources that ilagi distribute across the country. They include the limestone, gold, core, iron ore, arable land, natural gas, forest, and hydropower, among others. Then political geography of New Zealand is ang capital sa New Zealand is the Wellington. Then Wellington is excellent harbor further its development as a transport and trading center, industries, textile, clothing, transport, equipment, and machinery. So, ang kanigapon New Zealand is rich gihapon ni sila sa economy because of their industries. So, ang New Zealand has a parliamentary form of government nga gibase sa British model. Then cultural life of New Zealand. Ang cultural life sa New Zealand is kanang ang ila cultural kay na-influence gyapon sa European and Maori ethnics. So this is the language. Ang language sa New Zealand is English and the English Maori sign. So there is no state religion in New Zealand, but kasagaran dito sa nagpuyo sa New Zealand is Christian. Daghan dito sa ilaha ang Christians with 38% of the populations. Then so inani ang greetings sa mga greetings from the hongi. Like this duo lang ila agtang kay sign of greeting. Then food dito sa New Zealand is the casual kiwi barbecues that featuring New Zealand beef, lamb, and seafood are a big part of culture of the New Zealanders. Then second famous Food is the tasty pie is widely regarded as a New Zealand culinary icon and staple because of the sweetness of tasty pie. Then fish and chips are not high on the healthy eating scale, but no New Zealand experience is complete without enjoying this traditional New Zealand takeaway meal served wrapped in paper. Then Maori how kasagayan sa mga Maori Hangi tribe is kanang anak nila i-cook underground with hot stones that they include the kumara, sweet potato, pumpkin, chicken, pork, lamb, and seafood. Then, wine and food festival. So, nag-celebrate dito sila sa wine and food festival ang New Zealand because of their different cuisine and food. Then, New Zealand's famous festival is the Rhythm and Vines because it is a 3D musical festivals that the world's best musician in the world most beautiful location on earth Kesborn because of daghang mga tao maanhi kay kanang daghan og mga musicians na nagdags ilahang mga instruments. Then Woman Taranaki festivals. So it holds 3D festival is kanang family oriented is kanang mag-camping dito. Food stalls and plenty of activities. So pamilya ang manhing ani nga festival. Then Explore Auckland. It is a boutique music festival is kanang anha na siya i-held sa dagat. Swimming, camping with friends. You can drive, catch a bus, or even dock your boat. So, naa sila sa sea. Then, Summerfest is the People's Party. It is also the music festival in the USA. It is also one of the cheapest with all access day ticket, only $20 over the course of 11 days. Then, famous sports in New Zealand is the rugby sports, cricket, horse racing, bungee jumping, that considered extreme sports, and the mountaineering. So, New Zealand does not have a specific national dress because they rely on the Maori clothing. So the Maori tribe, the Maori traditional clothing is the kaho cloaks that gives significant mana and honor to official occasions such as royal tours and state funerals. Then Maori tattoos are very famous and popular that demand the studios to have a whole meaning behind. So kada tattoo sa mga Maori is naasay signifies a symbols and a memorable moments. Then Watangi Day is the famous holidays in New Zealand because it is the most important events in New Zealand as it is the national holidays. Takes place as the end of day 1. Then the traditional Maori Kai festivals are not traveling to New Zealand and not exploring one of the Maori Kai festivals is not short of committing a felony. The Maori Kai is a chain of festivals that takes place across the island nation during different times of the year. That this gives tourists visiting the country the opportunity to experience the incredible culture of the Maoris any time of the year. Then, Asia. I choose the country of China. The population of China is 1,445,342,495. So, China is the world populous country with an outstanding 1.44 billion citizens. And it is a one unitary party socialist republic led by the Communist Party of China. Economy and resources of China. So, ang China is kanang highly developed country gud ni siya because of the largest contribution to the GDP. So, manufacturing, services, and agriculture are the largest sectors of the Chinese economy. So, daghan gud ang mga pulos-pulos gud ang mga tao diri sa China is kanang naagid sila trabaho because of highly developed country na gud ni ang China. So that consists of large domestic private sector and openness to foreign business. Then China has an extensive deposit of coal, oil, and natural gas. Besides these fossil fuels, China is a top producer of aluminum, magnesium, antimony, salt, talc, barite, cement, coal, fluorspar, gold, graphite, iron, steel, lead, mercury, molybdenum, phosphate rock, rare earths, tin, tungsten, bismuth, and zinc. So, ang China's important mineral resources are the hydrocarbons, of which coal is the most abundant. Then, political geography of China is Mandarin language is the language of China. Then China is a both core and periphery state. The city are core states and a rural states of a periphery states. Then capital sa China is the Beijing. The suffrage rights are universal at the age of 18. Then territorial morphology is ang China is a small compact state that land doesn't cover much land, so there is lack of resources. Then cultural life of China. So ethnic groups of China are large, unified multinational state is composed of 56 ethnic groups. Han Chinese account for 91.59% of all over the Chinese population. So daghan sad gyapon og mga ethnic groups didto, numerous ethnic groups sa gi-share sa China's. So the relationship between the different ethnic groups have been formed over many years. Then Chinese religion. Ang Chinese religion is the Confucianism, Taoism, and Buddhism. So these are the three major religions in China. Then China's festival has several traditions that are celebrated all over the country. So the most important is the Chinese New Year, Mid-Autumn Festival. Then sa arts, so Chinese art is greatly influenced kasi ganito sa ilang mga art is about spiritual and mythical history. So daghan kay mga sculptures and paintings nga gidepict dito sa and about also sa kanang Buddhism. So ang kasagaran sad sa mga instrument dito sa Chinese is the flute-like son and the qigong, which is the zither family. Then so the Chinese wedding. So Chinese is the color red that symbolize good luck. So ang Chinese wedding dito is kanang magsulod sila og kanang red color because it also symbolize sa kanang babay kay pure kanang wala pa na hilabti. Then traditional Chinese clothing is the penfu, the changpao, and the shenyi. Then one is the penfu is the popular dress by far. Then the chongpao dress was a fusion in the shenyi and the penfu. So dara ang kani sa chongpao. Then sa shenyi is a modification of the fen. It consists of exactly the same thing as the penfu, but the unique thing about this dress is that both pieces are stitched together. Chinese food. Famous Chinese food dito is the Peking duck, the stinky tofu, yak meat dumplings, and noodles. As an ancient civilization, Chinese pay great attention to establish etiquette with thousands of years development. Kaya na sila own unique dining culture and etiquette. So Chinese literature experienced a great influence of Confucianism. Okay, this was reflective in the Chinese literature, which was developing only in the traditional areas. So famous gyapon ang Chinese of their architecture because the elegance of all construction and at the same time their monumentality, the combination of different materials and colors, brightness and sophistication of internal and external decoration. So ang mga architecture gyapon sa Chinese is famous dito. Okay, because of because of the elegance of the constructions. Then, famous sports in China is the soccer and basketball. So, muna ka sa ganito gigduwa sa China ang soccer o ang basketball. Then, martial arts dito is famous. Famous dito ang martial art because it is a birthplace of Kung Fu. Kung Fu. This fighting technique is based on animal movements and was created in the mid-1600s according to Black Belt magazine. Then, holidays in China is the Chinese National Day that's celebrated each year on October 1st. National Day commemorates the October 1. That also, it is the founding of the Republic of China. Then, also the Tam Sweeping Day. Qingming Festival symbolizes the Chinese people's deep-rooted for their respect for their ancestors. So, kaning nga Tam Sweeping Day is ganang symbolizes gid ni sila sa kanang ila pagrespeto sa ila mga ancestors. Then Labor Day. Labor Day. So, coincidence with the International Workers' Day, May 1st, that kanang this holiday which honors workers all types normally last 3 days. Labor Days, the Labor Day. So, let's proceed to the similarities and differences of population, economy and resources, political geography, and cultural life of Spain, Morocco, Canada, Argentina, New Zealand, and China. So let's tackle first the population. So the Spain is sa differences of this country is ang Spain is population of Spain is 46,745,216. Then ila life expectancy is 83.74 years. Then fertility rate 1.366. Mortality is 9.312. The age structures is 15.2%. Then ang male kay 3,861,522, while ang female is 3,650. 3,650,085. Then ang Morocco is the population sa Morocco is 37,381,174. Then ila life expectancy is 76.99. Then fertility rate is 2.346. Then the mortality is 17.615. Then age structure is 27.4%. So ang male is 4,905,626, while ang female is 4,709,333. Then ang Canada is the population nila is 38,107,385. Then ila life expectancy is 82.66. Then fertility rate is 1.500. Mortality is 4.168. The age structure is 50.4% of Canada's population is female female. Then ang 49.6% is the male. Then sa Argentina is ang population sa Argentina is 45,652,338. Then ila life expectancy is 76.88. Then fertility rate is 2.227. Then mortality is 9.461. Then the age structure is 24.2%. Sa male is 5,629,188, while female is 5,294,723. Then sa New Zealand is ila population is 4,865,360. Then life expectancy is 82.50. Fertility rate is 1.868. Then mortality is 3,530. Then age structure is 19.63%. So ang male is 496,802, while female is 469,853. Then sa China is ang population sa China is 1,445,342. 1,445,342,495. So ila life expectancy is 74.7. Then fertility rate is 1.699. Then mortality is 8.996. Then the age structure is 17.29%. So ang male is 129,296,339, while female is 111,782,427. So, ang similarities ani nila is that all countries have a high population. Then, next is the economy and the resources. So, the differences of the economy and the resources is that ang Spain is, ang domestic product nila is 1.9 trillion, then ila unemployment kay 14.0%, then ila inflation is 0.7%, then exchange rate is 0.8, then the gross national income is euro, then the interest rate nila is 0.33% compared with 0.45% in the previous month. So ilang resources kaolin, sipilate, gypsum, fluorspar, uranium, zinc, lead, copper, tungsten, iron ore, and coal. Then sa Morocco, ang gross domestic product nila is 327.3 billion, then ilang unemployment is 9.0%, inflation is 0.6%, then exchange rate is 8,589 Moroccan dirhams per UHD with a minimum of 7,208,845. Then gross national income nila is 111,167,208. Then ila interest rate is 1.5%. Then ang ila resources, the iron, zinc, lead, copper, fluorine, silver, manganese, salt, cobalt, and gold. Then sa Canada, ang gross domestic product sa Canada is 1,670 USD billion. Unemployment is 7.5%, then ila inflation is 2.2%, then exchange rate is 1.2503 CED, then gross national income nila is 1.651 billion. Then ila interest rate is 0.25% for 2021. Then ila resources is natural gas, crude oil, vitamin, oil sands, and coal. Then sa Argentina is the gross domestic product nila is 425 USD. Then unemployment nila is 10.2%. Then inflation is 48.0%. Then exchange rate is 95.390. Then gross national income is 372,835. Then ila interest rate is 33.84%. Then resources mineral deposits nila is the lead, zinc, iron ore, uranium, manganese, tin, silver, copper, and tungsten. Then while New Zealand is the gross domestic product nila is 205 USD billion, then ila unemployment is 46%, na ila inflation is 3.3%, exchange rate is 1.401, then ila gross national income is 315 billion New Zealand dollars, then interest rate nila is 0.25%. Then ila resources is coal, silver, iron ore, limestone, and gold. Then sa China, gross domestic product sa China is 146 or 14,600 USD billion, then ila unemployment is 3.86%, then ila inflation is 1.2%, then exchange rate is 6.477, then ila gross national income is 17,200 USD. The interest rate is 3%, and the resources is the coal, oil, and the natural gas. So, the similarities of the economy and resources of this country is that the per capita of this country are calculated in dollar. Next is the political geography. So the differences of the political geography of this country is that Spain is located in the Iberian Peninsula. Then shape plains that are surrounded by rugged and developed hills. Then ang territorial morphology sa Spain is compact state. Then types of government is constitutional monarchy, capital is Madrid, national anthem is the Marcaril. Then supranational organization is the European Union, NATO, OECD, WTO, and many other international organizations. Then sa Morocco is North African country bordering the Atlantic Ocean and Mediterranean Sea. So shape is mountainous country of western. Then size is 446,550 kilometers square miles. Then territorial morphology is elonginated. Then types of government is parliamentary, then parliamentary constitutional monarchy, then capital is Rabat, national anthem is Sharifian anthem, then supranational organization is a member of the United Nations and belong to the African Union Arab Leagues. Then Canada is the northern part of North America, then shape is mountain west coast, flat central prairies, eastern forested plains and frozen north. Then size is 9.985 million kilometer squares. Then territorial morphology is fragmented state, then types of government is constitutional monarchy, capital is Ottawa, national anthem is O Canada, then supranational organization is the Canada and the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, the UNESCO, Canada, and the World Trade Organizations, WTO. So Argentina is the location is the southern half of South America. Then shape is inverted triangle with its base at the top. Then size is 2,780,400 square kilometers. Then territorial morphology is elonginated. Then types of government is democratic system. Then the capitals of Argentina is Buenos Aires. The national anthem is a Himno Nacional Argentino, supranational organization founding members of the United Nations, Mercosur, the Union of South American Nations, the Organization of Ibero-American States, the World Bank Group, and the World Trade Organization, and is one of the G15 and the G20 major economies. Then sa New Zealand is location is the southwestern Pacific Ocean. Shape is an elongated country. Then size is 268,021 kilometers square. Then territorial morphology is compact and straightforward. Then types of government is constitutional and monarchy with a parliamentary system of government. Then ang capital sa New Zealand is the Wellington. The national anthem is the God Defend New Zealand and Good Save the Queen. Both were inspired by patriotism yet written in very different circumstances. Then supranational organizations, so New Zealand's participate in the United Nations, the World Trade Organization, World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the International Energy Agency, the Asian Development Bank, the Pacific Island Forum, and the Southwest Pacific Ocean. Then China, located in East Asia, shaped like a rosette. So size is 9.597 million kilometers square. Then territorial morphology is a compact state. Then types of government is the one-party communist dictatorship in which the Communist Party of China has a monopoly on power. Then capital is the Beijing and the national anthem is the March of the Volunteers. Then the supranational organization is the permanent member of the United Nations Security Council and Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. So the similarities of the political geography of this country is that their supranational organization is the United Nations and the World Trade Organization. Then next is the cultural life. So the differences of the cultural life of this country is that ang Spain is Catholic, then the language you speak is the Spanish or Castilian, then the national food is paella dish, then famous festival is the La Tomatina or the Tomato Fight Festival, then ila traditional clothes is the mantela, the penita, and the gilet, then ila famous sports is football and bullfighting, then ila holidays kay Spain's National Day. Then sa Morocco is ang ila religion is Islam, ila language Arabic or Berber, and ila national food is the tagine. Then famous festival sa Morocco is the Fez World Festival of Sacred Music. The ila traditional clothes is the Dejilab, ila sports kay soccer, and their holidays is Eid al-Fitr. Then sa Canada is religion nila dito is Christianity, language English and French. The national food is the poutine. Then famous festival in Canada is Canada Day and the Victoria Day. Then traditional clothes is the parka, stokes, Ojibwa shirts, mittens, air maps, and so on. Then sports is the ice hockey. Then holidays is Christmas Day. Sa Argentina is the religion nila is Catholic, language is Spanish, famous festival is the Folklore National, then traditional clothes ponchos, alpargatas, bombacas, and hat. Then sports, famous sports into it is football, and their famous holidays is the 25 de Mayo or called the National Day. Sa New Zealand, ang religion sa New Zealand is Christianity, then language is English, Maori Sign, then national food is tasty pie, then famous festival is the Pacifica Festival, and the traditional clothes sa New Zealand is the nga tao nga tukuhi ko sa ilaha ethnic groups dito sa New Zealand, and the famous sports of New Zealand is the rugby union and football. And the holidays of New Zealand is the Waitangi Day. So sa China, ang religion sa China is the Buddhism, Taoism, Islam, Protestantism, and Catholicism. So ang language dito is Mandarin. So national food is the Peking duck. Then the famous festival is the Chinese New Year. Then traditional clothes is the Katong Hanfu, Zhongfan Shu, Tangsut, and Chungsam. Then sports, soccer and basketball is the famous sports in China. And the holidays is the national day. Holidays in China is the national day. So the similarities of the cultural life of this country is that their sports is similar because they have a soccer or football. Then religion, their mostly religion is the Catholic, Christian, and Islam, and also the language is English. That's all. Thank you.